It's heat. It's coming out of there immediately.
Everything electric in Wayne Bernath's Henderson home is now solar powered.
We have 34 panels on the roof,
Including his heat. Instead of gas, you count on this now.
Yeah.
This winter, Wayne began warming his family's home with small, inexpensive space heaters.
That way we don't need to use the heat, and the fireplace is completely out because I think we're being ripped off by Southwest Gas.
He made the switch after his gas bills made him gasp.
In October, I received a $44 bill from Southwest Gas, and in November it was $188, which is quadruple in 30 days. It didn't make any sense.
Wayne is among dozens of Las Vegas locals who've been writing to Darcy, What's the Deal, and tagging us on sites like Nextdoor, sharing their shock over bills as high as $900.
It's frustrating to everybody just by the response on Nextdoor. I've never seen a response like that over any issue of thousands of people complaining about it and wondering what they can do and feeling helpless.
And it doesn't look like there's any relief in sight. The rate increase we're feeling now is just one in a series, with the next one, which is already approved, set to kick in April 1st. Another request for yet another increase after that is pending before the Public Utilities Commission, with a hearing set for February 26th.
I just thought it was so wrong that they just didn't care about us, and I wanted to know what the reason for the rate hikes were.
We sent Wayne's questions to Southwest Gas, and they sent back a lengthy and complicated response.
None of that made any sense.
Which we shared with him. You said it was vague, you said it was evasive.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like they answered your questions, and no matter how many times we asked, they won't go on camera to answer ours. What does that say to you?
That says they just don't care about the consumer. They care about their profits and making their stockholders make a profit.
The utility says it does not profit from gas costs purchased on behalf of customers, but they do profit. In fact, Southwest Gas reported record third-quarter revenues of $775 million, which is a net increase of $4 million year-to-year in that quarter alone. The company's most recent public filings show current overall revenue is $5.48 billion. That's up from $4.9 billion in 2022 and $3.6 billion in 2021.
When they're making that kind of profits, it should go back to the people.
Southwest Gas says the company has to recoup its expenses. External factors have impacted their costs as well. The current cost to provide gas service, capital investments in its own system, depreciation expense, customer growth, changes in operations and maintenance expenses. From a business perspective, does any of that resonate with you?
No, it doesn't. It's just they're just coming up with anything they can say to try to justify, but it's not justifiable. These rate hikes, not that much.
The utility also says natural gas, like any commodity, is subject to fluctuating prices, including supply and demand. They say current rates reflect colder than normal weather, gas pipeline and natural gas import issues, the residual effects of Winter Storm Uri, and the war in Ukraine.
They don't have a straight answer. They can't give you anything. That's why they should have somebody go on camera and answer the questions directly, instead of all this gobbledygook.
We asked why Southwest Gas would not put anyone on camera, and they said they want to stay consistent with responses to all media inquiries. They also emphasized that as a regulated public utility, all their rate hikes are approved by the Public Utilities Commission. What message do they need to hear from consumers and homeowners?
Well, the commission needs to see things like your program on the news, and maybe they'll wake up and and have some mercy and not approve this.
The PUC tells me it almost never approves a utility's application to increase rates as filed, meaning what's approved is usually far less than what the utility asks for. They say it's important to note that utilities are not allowed to recover the cost of projects until after they've happened and been proven to work. For example, the costs of building a power plant or transmission line cannot be included in rates until after the projects are in service. The PUC also says although wholesale natural gas prices may be decreasing right now, the price is not immediately reflected in rates as it's based on a 12-month rolling average. Rates are set based on what it costs the utility to buy and deliver the service to its customers.
People just can't afford it, not with inflation that's going on, with the food prices, with gasoline prices, electric prices. It's just one more thing.
Nevada law allows public electric and natural gas utilities to adjust their rates every 3 months.
You're here to say enough is enough.
Yeah, where's it going to end?
Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.